Morning, guys. I hope you had a good weekend. We're going to start off today. This is the video for OnShape, if that is the 3D software that you are using. If you're not using OnShape, if you're using Inventor or Fusion 360, please go to that video instead of this one. I have opened up OnShape in my web browser, and I have logged in, and I am back to the point of where I start here. So we're going to talk about doing complex revolutions, which means creating a sketch and then spinning that sketch around an axis. So what that would look like, let's say we're going to make a donut. So we're going to draw a circle and a line and spin that circle around the line. And what that'll give us is a donut. That's a very simplified operation, easy to do. But when we get into very complex round objects, this is a good way to break it down. And I want everyone to create a wheel for a rolling object. And I would like for you to use the dimensions that I have put forward in the haiku. Very simple dimensions. Okay? So I'm going to start with a new document. I'm going to come up to the upper left hand corner here, click on Create, Document, and I'm going to name this Wheel. And click OK. I'm waiting for that to load. And I'm going to start by placing my first sketch coming up here to the upper left hand corner, clicking on Sketch. Then I'm going to choose to put my sketch on the front view to start. Okay. Now to make it easier, I'm going to click on this front view so that I can see perpendicular like this, straight on with what I'm sketching, because it's easier than trying to draw on an angle. So I'm going to start by clicking on a line and creating my axis. And just drawing a line across the center. I'm going to make that 3 units long. Then I'm going to hit the Escape or ESC key on my keyboard. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a 1/4 by 1 rectangle. And I'm going to start it by clicking on the vertical center line. Moving my mouse up to the left a little bit. And then I'm going to come up to the Dimension tool in the toolbar. Click on that. And I'm going to click on the bottom of that rectangle and then the line that we drew. And it says that we drew it 0.48 away. I'm going to open that dialog up by clicking on that, and I'm going to set that to be 0.25 divided by 2. That will give me a 1/4 inch hole. when I'm done. The center to the outside will be, if it's half of a quarter, it will be a 1/4 inch hole. Now I'm going to click on the height of the rectangle. And I'm going to make that 1. Hit enter. Next thing is I'm going to click on the width of that rectangle. And I'm going to make that 0.25. Then hit enter on my keyboard. Okay. So now I have the base of my wheel. Okay. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit so we can see a little better what we're working with. And I want to make the top of this wheel round. So I'm going to come over here to my center point circle tool. And then I'm going to come back over here until it finds that center of that top horizontal line. It's showing me that I am at the center because it has a square around it right now. If I move a little to the left or to the right, it goes away. But it's a center point circle, so it needs the center of something to start. So I'm going to click there, move my mouse, and then I'm going to come out till it makes contact with the edge of the rectangle. Okay. Now, up here in the toolbar, next to the sketch fillet, there's an arrow down that has the trim, the extend, and the split tool. I'm going to click on this trim tool that looks like a pair of scissors. And then I'm going to take out this part of the circle. Clicked on the wrong thing. So I'm going to come back over here in the upper left hand corner of the tool bar and click backwards to put that back. Come back to my scissors till I can get those parts highlighted. Okay. Very good. The next thing I'm going to do is add a bit of a contour to my wheel. By putting another 2-point rectangle in here, like such. And I'm going to dimension this to be 0.3 from the top there. Let me go back. And make this 0.1 instead. I'll make that 0.1. Hit the enter on the keyboard. Then dimension from there to that line. Make that point 1 so that it's easy to remember. And I'll make this one point 1 2 5, which is half of a quarter. So that'll put it in the halfway mark. Okay, now I'm going to come back up to the toolbar, back up to my trim tool, click on that, and click on that line twice so that I have this outline now. Okay, I'm going to click Finish Sketch 1, the green check mark. Alright, so I'm out of sketch mode. Now I need to go into model mode over here. You can see that the tool ribbon has changed. And I'm going to come over here to, it looks like a donut with a bite taken out of it. That's our revolve tool. I'm going to click on that. And eventually it opens up here. Now it's telling me faces and sketch regions to revolve. Well, we want to revolve this thing that we just drew. So I click on that. Now this window pops up that says revolve axis. Wants to know what are you going to spin it around? Because we could spin it around the bottom of this object, this bottom line. But what we're going to want to do is click on that line that we drew at first. There's a little bit of latency on the internet here today, so it's running a little slow. So, and after it does, you'll see that this is what it has created. Okay? So, we're going to click OK, and you'll see now that as I click around on the view cube, what we have created is a wheel with a 1/4 inch circle through it. So I want you to come back over to the document menu. Okay, I want to keep that. Rename, reprint, close document. Let me make sure. Again, I'm having problems making sure. I want to make sure that this saves automatically. I'm pretty sure that it does. It does. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead, close document, and here it is right here in my wheel. Awesome. And if you could be so kind as to take a picture of this with your cell phone or do a screen capture and post it into a Google Doc called Wheel. This is what we'll be working on this week, is our 3D software. please remember to share the document with me, and it'll send me a notice so I can go in and check. All right. Any questions that you run into that you can't find the answer, you can always come up here next to your name in the upper right hand corner by the view cube. There's a help menu. You can click on that and you can either click help or go to the learning center, or you can email me. It may be quicker for you to actually try the learning center though, which will open in a tab right next to you. Again, my internet's running a little slow here today. I apologize for that. But you'll get a window that opens up that looks like this, which is kind of how I've been finding my way through OnShape also. Very good, guys. I expect to hear from you later.